See you again today. Thank you for liking the channel and following the channel. If you hear the story and find it interesting, click subscribe to the channel to listen before I export the video. Dao Love, Chapter 05. See you again. Early the next morning, Lai Tam's doorbell rang loudly. Last night, watching TV until midnight, Lai Tam had a hard time waking up. Ignoring the bell ringing, she crawled into the blanket and continued to sleep. The bell rang for half an hour. Lai Tam finally couldn't bear it and got up and pressed the door opener switch on the head of the bed. I knew you were oversleeping again, so get up quickly, it's almost late. Hurry up, go to the coping class as well. He doesn't have many classes. Other times I sleep okay, but today I have to go. Tutui glanced at the living room's cluttered furniture. She felt lucky that she understood this girl relatively well. I don't go. If I don't pass, that's it. Lai Tam decided to go to school because she thought studying was interesting. Being constrained in this way is boring. Although her education is not high, it does not mean that she must graduate from university to earn a living. When I get home this afternoon, I'll cook braised duck with soy sauce, chicken wings, stir-fried snails, stewed beef, vegetables. Tutui saw that Lai Tam didn't pay attention to her. She didn't show any anger, so she sat down first. Bed raised his fingers to count. Stir-fried vegetables too. Tutui looked at Lai Tam's lethargic appearance, smiled and said, okay, wake up quickly. Lai Tam bent down and sighed. The mouth causing suffering to the body is not a good thing. Unfortunately, this is her only death point. Having lived on the streets for so many years, Tupui's skills suit her taste the best. God truly knows how to tease. Carrying anger towards Professor Hawk, Lai Tam drove Tutui to school, causing Tutui to sit in the car with his face as pale as a corpse. Hi, isn't this Tutui? Have you changed your car to a new one? It's really beautiful, it's the newest one, right? Tutui staggered out of the car. Just as she felt like she was dead and alive again, a greeting came from behind her. A few handsome guys with blue eyes and blonde hair walked over. Tutui frowned slightly and took a step back to lean against the car door. These guys are rich and famous boys at school. However, Tutui did not have the strength to pay attention. This school is relatively famous, and people have as much money as falling leaves in autumn. The guys approached. Tutui suddenly turned around to ask for help from Lai Tam. She gasped when she saw Lai Tam resting her head sleeping soundly on the steering wheel, like she had just been sleepwalking while driving. Tutui just felt cold. She ignored the boys, walked to the door, opened the door, grabbed Lai Tam's shirt and shouted loudly, making the boys stand stunned. Next time, don't let me drive anymore, it's too dangerous. I think I'll just sell the car and get it over with. What kind of driving are you doing? Tutui grumbled for a while then went into the lecture hall. Lai Tam finally stood up and got out of the car. She didn't need to know that this was Professor Huac's lecture time. She went straight into the silent lecture hall and threw the car key to Tutui. Let her do whatever she wants, she can sell it, she can drive it herself. After that, she boldly walked out under everyone's stunned eyes. At this time, Lai Tam was completely awake. She feels that she is truly patient. Tutui always points his finger at her, forcing her to do this and that, yet she can endure for so long. Furthermore, she was prepared to endure it for a while longer. It can be seen that the attraction of dishes to Lai Tam is extremely great. Lai Tam went out alone. It's been a long time since she had the opportunity to walk like this, and it didn't feel bad. While Lai Tam was in the square working as a painting model, behind her suddenly a voice said, Tutui is looking for you. Lai Tam turned her head and saw Tuan Kai standing not far from her. Today he is wearing a tracksuit, and next to him is a fiery beauty. The girls passing by all glanced at him with lustful eyes. Tuan Kai still had a sexy smile on his lips, not paying attention to his surroundings, as if he was familiar with this scene. Looking for me? Lai Tam suddenly frowned. Why is Tutui looking for her? The car has been handed over to her to handle. Do you need her to go meet the buyer? It's almost lunchtime. Thinking about the dining table full of dishes, Lai Tam felt elated. Watching Lai Tam turn her head away and continue to focus on letting the street artist paint her portrait, Tuan Kai smirked. He turned to the girl next to him and said something, then walked towards Lai Tam alone. He bent down on the chair Lai Tam was sitting in and leaned close to her ear. Didn't you ask her why she was looking for you? Lai Tam didn't pay attention to Tuan Kai's shady posture. She still looked forward and smiled faintly. Maybe call me home for dinner. Tuan Kai laughed loudly after hearing this. His handsome face carries a very seductive evil spirit, attracting the eyes of all the women around him. The beauty accompanying Tuan Kai grimaced and approached, pulling his hand. Kai, let's go. Tuan Kai looked serious. He turned to gently stroke her hair. I don't like people who don't listen. The girl quickly spoke up. I don't have one. Tuan Kai smiled. The hot beauty quietly walked back to her original place and waited. A few strange girls approached to talk to Tuan Kai. He was not interested at all but tried his best to show his attraction to the woman who dared to look down on him. Tuan Kai smiled at them and politely refused. Tuan Kai lowered his head to look at Lai Tam. She still considered him like air. Tuan Kai looked at her intently for a long time. He gritted his teeth slightly. Tu Tui said she was angry and left. She was about to cry. Lai Tam listened and raised her head to look at Tuan Kai. What does he mean? Why don't you know when you're angry? Tuan Kai saw Lai Tam for the first time showing an expression different from his usual calm expression, and his heart felt extremely comfortable. Please subscribe and ring the bell below to continue listening. Thank you for liking my channel.